What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me once again, this time for your free picks for Saturday, December 2nd. Well, guys, we had a very good Friday. We've hit 3 out of 4 free picks we had in the video, and we had a very profitable day as far as my premium picks goes with all 3 wins for a nice profit. For more free picks, of course, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. And for my best bets, if you're not on them, you're definitely missing out right now. I have been on fire over the last few days, and now is the time for you to join for this exciting weekend we have ahead. All you have to do is click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page, and there you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. We have a lot of free picks on Saturday, guys. We have a lot of great games all over Europe. As usual, we are gonna kick it off with the EPL. The first game we have is between Arsenal and Wolverhampton. Arsenal seems to be back to their old selves. They are once again on a nice winning streak. This time on a 4-game winning streak. They're still undefeated at home this season in the EPL, and they're coming off of a nice win in the Champions League, which got them to the knockout stages. Uh, Both teams have some injured players, but Arsenal is the team that has more depth, so I'm definitely leaning towards Arsenal in this one. But as they are such a big favorites, we have to dig a little bit deeper for some value. And because Wolverhampton was in such a solid form over the last couple of weeks, and they are definitely scoring a lot of goals, I decided to go with Wolverhampton over 2.5 shots on target at plus 160. Brentford and Luton Town is the next matchup in the EPL, guys, and I'm gonna keep this one very simple. Luton did got a win against Crystal Palace at home. However, they're still one of the worst teams on the road so far this season, with only 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses, and they're barely scoring a goal per game. So in this game, guys, I decided to go with Brentford -1 at -125. I think they are the better team, and when playing at home, they are very hard to beat, especially for teams like Luton Town. So I'm taking Brentford -1 at -125. Burnley and Sheffield United is another matchup in the EPL, and Burnley is still winless at home this season, 6 losses out of 6 games. But luckily for them, Sheffield is still winless on the road, and this is going to be a very tight game between these two teams that will be fighting to stay in the EPL amongst themselves probably for the rest of the season. And when playing at home, Burnley hasn't lost to Sheffield in their last 6 games. Now, honestly, like I said, this is going to be a very close game. But Sheffield is missing a bunch of players. Their depth is reduced quite a lot. And for that reason, I'm going to give a shot to Burnley here. I'm going to take Burnley on the money line at -121. Nottingham Forest and Everton is this matchup in EPL on Saturday. And you know what? Everton might be coming off of a loss against Manchester United 3-0. However, they had a plenty of chances in that game. They were just not able to score a goal, which is not going to be the case here against Nottingham Forest, who is a very sloppy defensive team. And even though they are playing solid football at home, they are missing some key players for this game. And this is definitely a great chance for Everton to get a positive result out of this game. So uh, I decided to go with both teams to score in this one, -134. The last game of the day in the EPL is between Newcastle and Manchester United. Now, Manchester United needed a win against Galatasaray in the Champions League. Instead, it ended in a 3-3 draw with 2 super bad mistakes by Andre Onana, who is Manchester United's goalkeeper, and I'm not even sure I said his name right, to be honest. I apologize for that, but yeah, it is Andre Onana. I don't know what I'm thinking about. But this Manchester United team is in a disarray right now, while Newcastle is coming off of a solid 1-1 draw against PSG. And they conceded that goal in the last minute of a game from basically a non-existing penalty to me. And I believe they were robbed. When playing at home, Newcastle is absolutely outstanding this season. 6 wins, 1 loss out of 7 games. And yes, they do have a lot of injured players. However, all the healthy players they have are outstanding. They're playing in a very solid form. And for that reason, I decided to go with Newcastle team total over 1.5 goals, and that is -130. We are off to Spanish La Liga, guys, and we have some interesting games. We have Girona hosting Valencia, And I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. Girona has been in outstanding form, while Valencia has been all over the place, but mostly solid. However, Girona at home is absolutely brilliant this season. So for this price, I'm taking Girona on the money line at minus 148. Athletic Bilbao will be playing against Rayo Vallecano in this next matchup in the Spanish LaLiga, guys. And Bilbao is on a nice positive streak, undefeated in their last 5 games. However, Rayo Vallecano has lost only one of their last 6 games, and they're coming off of a 1-1 draw against Barcelona. They're very solid when it comes to defending. However, I don't think they can stop Athletic Bilbao, especially on their own. I think they can get on the scoreboard, and for that reason, I'm going to go with both teams to score in this one as well, which is minus 121 at the moment. Real Madrid is a heavy favorite against Granada. We can see at minus 835, which is absolutely insane. And they should be the semi favorites because they are now on a 4 game winning streak. Granada hasn't won any of the last 12 games. They haven't won any of their last 14 games against Real Madrid. And Real Madrid hasn't lost to Granada in their last 9 home games. So everything is pointing towards Real Madrid here. And after that outstanding performance against Napoli, which they won 4-2 in the Champions League, this team is on fire right now. Sure, they are missing some key players. They're missing Camavinga, Vinicius Junior, Tuameni as well. Thibaut Courtois, who's out for the season. I see that Arda Güler has been upgraded to questionable, and Kepa has been the same. So whoever ends up playing for Real Madrid is definitely probably twice as better than any player that Granada has. And for that reason, I'm taking Real Madrid team total over 2.5 goals at minus 148. Osasuna will be hosting Real Sociedad, and this is going to be a very hard game for them because Real Sociedad is on a nice positive streak. They have won 4 of their last 6 games, undefeated in their last 4 overall, and they have qualified for the knockouts by getting a draw against Salzburg nil-nil earlier this week. Osasuna, on the other side, hasn't gotten the win in their last 4 games. However, they have scored at least a goal in each of those 4 games, and I think they have what it takes to score a goal here against Real Sociedad as well. But I don't think they can defend right now. Their defense is struggling quite a lot. They can't keep a clean sheet. They can't outscore their opponents. But like I said, they are scoring goals quite consistently. So both teams to score at even money for me in this one. Whatever happens, happens. But I think we see at least a goal on each side. In German Bundesliga, guys, we have some interesting matchup as well, and we are gonna kick it off with this game between Borussia Mönchengladbach and Hoffenheim. Now, like I mentioned last week, Hoffenheim is much much better when playing on the road than they are actually at home. They're scoring much more goals, many more goals when playing on the road than when they're playing at home. And luckily for them, Borussia Mönchengladbach is not a good defensive team. They have been all over the place, and even though they are now they have lost only one of their last 5 games. I think that Hoffenheim might be getting the win out of this one. So I decided to go with Hoffenheim team total goals over 1.5, which is minus 117, and should be an exciting game with not a lot of defense on either side. Bayern Munich is hosting Union Berlin, who finally got a nice positive result, and they were actually able to string a couple of draws in a row. 1-1 against Augsburg, 1-1 against Braga in the Champions League, and they still actually have a chance, I believe, of getting to that Europa League spot. But if they can get a win in their last game, it might actually happen. Bayern Munich on the other side, they had a lot of chances against Copenhagen. However, Copenhagen defended really well. They were solid, and Bayern, for some reason, was not able to get through that defense, and that game ended in a nil-nil draw. Well, before that, they barely got a 1-0 win against Cole on the road. I think that Bayern will be the dominant team here. They're still undefeated at home this season. We know that they will dominate the possession. We know that they will have a lot of shots. They will have a lot of chances. So I decided to go with Bayern Munich over 8.5 shots on target at minus 114. It's a bit of a heavy line. I do admit. If you're getting a better price on over 7.5 shots, I would take that. But honestly, I think they could have at least 4 or 5 shots on target in the first half, and then we'll see if they will be able to keep it up in the second half or not. Leipzig is hosting Heidenheim in the next matchup, and they are in a bit of a slump right now. They are on a two-game losing streak. However, this is a must-win game for them. Leipzig is still undefeated at home this season, while Heidenheim is still winless on the road. And when playing at home, Leipzig hasn't lost to Heidenheim in their last three games. I think this is going to be a very much different game for Leipzig than the last two were. I think that they might be a little bit more focused in that midfield, and as usual, they will create a lot of chances. And luckily for them, Heidenheim is not a good defensive team. So I'm going to take Leipzig -1 in the first half, which is +110. Uh, I think that they will try to put this one to bed as soon as possible just to relieve that pressure from them. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-0, 3-0, 2-0, maybe even 3-0 result from Leipzig in the first half. Bochum and Wolfsburg is another matchup on Saturday, guys, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple. Even though Bochum is undefeated in their last four games, Wolfsburg beating Leipzig last week is definitely going to be a huge confidence boost for them. And overall, I think that they are the better team here than Bochum is. So I'm going to give it a shot with Wolfsburg on the money line, -145. Should be a fairly close game, but I think that Wolfsburg has whatever it takes to get back on the winning track when playing on the road. So I'm taking Wolfsburg on the money line. And the final game of the day in Bundesliga is between Stuttgart and Werder Bremen. Now, Stuttgart is on a three-game winning streak. They did beat Eintracht Frankfurt 2-1 on the road. And before that, they had a couple of wins, one against Borussia Dortmund 2-1, and another one was in the friendly game in the midweek. I think that Stuttgart is absolutely on fire this season. They're now in third place. They are pretty much healthy. Their main goal scorer, Sero Guirassi, is back in the lineup. He has 15 goals in 10 games. And he basically scored more goals almost than the entire Werder Bremen team. So uh, I think there's only one choice to go in this one, and that's Stuttgart to win it over 2.5 goals, which is at -137 at the moment. In the Italian Serie A, guys, Lazio is hosting Cagliari, and since losing their last game in Serie A 2-0 against Salernitana, if I'm not mistaken, was last week. Uh, Actually, it was 2-1. Lazio did beat Celtic 2-0 with those two late goals in the Champions League, and they give themselves a chance of staying in that knockout race. While Cagliari on the other side has lost only one of their last six games, and they have been absolutely outstanding over the last few weeks. However, overall, they are still a pretty bad team who's missing a few players because of the injuries. And when playing on the road, Cagliari hasn't scored a lot of goals, only 4 goals in those six games while conceding 11. And they have only a couple of draws and 4 losses. So keeping this one simple, guys, I'm taking Lazio on the money line. The price is -162 right now. If I were to bet this game, this would pretty much be the only pick I would take. So Lazio on the money line. Milan is hosting Frosinone, and they will try to shake off that loss they suffered to Borussia Dortmund 3-1 at home. Even though they needed a win out of that game, they really screwed the pooch, and they now have to focus on Serie A. Milan has been really influenced by a lot of injuries, and Giroud is suspended for this game because of the red card. But they really don't have an excuse but to go all out in this game because Frosinone, even though they have 3 wins out of their last 4 games, they're still winless on the road this season, and they have lost their last 4 games on the road in a row. So this is a great opportunity for Milan to get back on the winning track. But with all the injuries, all the sloppiness on their defensive end, I don't think they can keep a clean sheet. So instead of the sides, I decided to go with both teams to score, and that is -113 at the moment. Lens and Lyon is one of the matchups in the French League One that we are here to talk about. And you know what? I have a lot more faith in Lens than I have in Lyon right now. Lyon has won only one of their last 6 games. They have 3 losses in those 6 games as well. And when playing against Lens on the road, they haven't won any of the last 3 games. Now, Lens is absolutely outstanding at home this season. They are undefeated in their last 6 home games, and they need to bounce back after that horrible loss to Arsenal in the Champions League 6-0. They need to get back on the winning track, and I think that Lyon is definitely good enough of opponent for that for them to do that. So I'm taking Lens on the money line, minus 150 at the moment. Might get a little bit better as we approach the game time, but this is the best I was able to find for this game. So I'm taking Lens on the money line. Nantes and Nice is another matchup in the French League One, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. I'm gonna take Nice on the money line at this price. It's minus 106. This is a price we cannot afford to pass up on, especially because Nantes has three losses in their last four games, while Nice is absolutely outstanding this season and still undefeated on their own. They are healthy. They are ready to play. They did not have a midweek game, and I think they get the job done in this one. So I'm taking Nice on the money line against Nantes. And now, guys, to finish up this video, as usual, we have the parlay of the day. Last weekend, we lost the one on Saturday because of the one game. We lost the one on Sunday because of the one game. But we had a couple of parlays, a couple of common parlays for the Champions League, which we hit and the Europa League as well. And now we are moving on to this parlay for Saturday. It's a nice five-legger, guys. Newcastle versus Manchester United, both teams to score. Everton to score at least a goal against Nottingham Forest. Real Madrid on the money line. Borussia Mönchengladbach against Hoffenheim over 2.5 goals. And Leipzig to win and over 2.5 goals. And this five-leg parlay pays on at plus 358. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were free picks for Saturday. I hope you have a great day, guys. Good luck with all of your bets. And of course, stay tuned for more free picks coming up soon.